Good evening, wor er, Earl. As I take a deep breath. Ah, it's been a long day of work and more work. Three times as usual when it comes to the dog god, taking care of dogs all day, non-stop. Taking care of puppies, feeding puppies, breaking up puppy fights, taking care of the big dogs, feeding dogs, managing my little pack dynamics. Oh, it's been raining today too. Ah, so much work and more work three times. But you know what? Too much is given, much is required. And you know that the work and more work never stops over here when you're a real dog, man. What's good with you, OJ? Salute to you, man. Welcome. We just kicking off. We just kicking off. But man, hey, salute to you, brother, man. Welcome to another episode of Bandog Talk with the Dog God. And man, we got a good little cook up tonight, you know. So, like I always say to everybody, get comfortable, grab your, if you got a little cocktail or something like that, go grab your cocktail, man. You got a beer you like to sip on to something, you smoke a cigar, you like the herbal sensations, you know what I mean? Like whatever you need to relax and just kind of just tune in, what I mean? Just, get settled in. This is going to be a good little discussion. What I mean? I'm about to let you guys into my thought process, man, when it comes to, how I cook up these band dogs. And specifically, tonight, we're going to talk about the AR-15 band dog, you know, and, just kind of let you guys get into the mind state, just kind of understand what I was thinking about when I was drawing it up, because it always comes from, you know, the mind and then me writing things out and, you know, planning things genetically with my dogs and how I produce them. So, a lot of breeders won't even get into conversations like this because they feel like they're giving you their recipe. However, you know, being that I feel like I'm a pioneer of this band dog talk, or this, I mean, honestly, even with the band dogs in general, I mean, a lot of people have done it. Um, but how I see myself in the band dog, world is a little bit different than everybody else. I really do take it, you know, one genetic characteristic at a time, if you want to call it that. So tonight we're gonna dig into that, how I thought about this and how I produce what I call my AR-15 band dogs. You know what I mean? So like I said, get comfortable. I'm about to go ahead and sip on my little vodka lemonade. I keep it simple over here, man. Vodka lemonade. I used to enjoy the herbal sensations. I done retired, what I mean, from that. Shit, probably like man, over a year that I haven't partaked in the herbal sensations, man. And trust me, I was a connoisseur of the herbal sensations. You feel me? However, I'm on another level with where I'm going. So I'm trying to you know what I mean? Be as clear-minded as possible. But to those of you who enjoy, that man, roll you up something. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's that flight, you know what I mean? Hopefully it's that top flight or what they like to call the Zaza. Hopefully it's that. Just get comfortable, man, because we about to get started. I'm about to take me a sip, and probably the next minute, man, we about to get started. But hey, salute to you, OJ. All right, man. Well, man, without further ado, man, let's get this party started. Um, Now, I have, let's see, how many varieties of, variations of band dogs do I have? Um, we're going to talk about one tonight, which is the AR-15 band dog. That's one. I have the AK-74 band dogs. That's two. Um, I have the Well, I haven't produced it yet. It's in the prototype uh stage right now. Okay. We're drawing the schematics up. However, I have the red tiger band dog. Um there's another one. I haven't really concreted the name, and it's in the prototype stages as well. You know what I mean? As far as that, I'm creating the pieces for that puzzle as we speak. So I'm leaning toward the Formula One band dog. I haven't really decided. I might name it after the male um, that I actually just produced, and haven't even picked them out yet. I have the puppies, but I haven't picked out my male yet. Um, However, I might name that fourth one after him. Um, as the flagship, is kind of what my theme is for the most part. Is I let the males dictate the direction of the band dog. So I have two in prototype: the red tiger band dog, and then Formula One possibly band dog, or the name of that actual dog. So there's four that I'm going to have available eventually. But right now, we're going to talk about the AR-15 band dog, which is in full production. And, it's pretty interesting, man, to be honest with you. It's pretty interesting how I thought about it. And like I said, we'll get into the lab, break my thought process down, break the dogs down, break the genetics down, and then we're going to go from there. Okay. So we've already talked about, in previous episodes about what is a band dog, all that stuff, right? It's not a breed of dog. We know that it's a pretty much a description job title in a sense, right? Um, and so based off of that job title, to be able to, protect, you know, um, to have drive, man and prey drive, to be an all purpose to me. This is my understanding of my band dogs, and my vision is just to have an all purpose personal and property protection guardian companion. You know what I mean? And actually the ultimate, really, because I want to take my dogs to a whole nother level as far as genetics. Now, of course, you as the owner, if you purchase one, that's up to you to hone it in and tune it. But genetically, I want to have it to the maximum. You know what I mean? It's like you buying that sports car. You feel me? And it comes with all the bells and whistles from the factory. And if you want to tune it, then you would take it to a shop to get it tuned up even more, right? So that's you as the owner, but me as the manufacturer, I make sure it has all the parts. You know what I'm saying? So what's that? What's that? Twan? Hopefully, Hey, if I slaughter your name, family, please forgive me, man. Twan Mac. You know what I mean? Salute to you. I think that's how you pronounce your name, Twan. I'm gonna say Twan. Twan Mac, man. Salute to you, man. Welcome. We about to get into it. Like I was just telling OJ, get comfortable, man. Get comfortable. Get you, know what I mean? Get you a little drink. Sit back. We about to get into the lab. Okay, salute. Okay, I don't, like I said, I always tell everybody, man, forgive me if I slaughter your name, but eventually I'll get it right. I'll get it right, man. But welcome, man. Welcome. Um, so like I said, we about to get into the thought process, man. I'm letting you in the mind of oh shit, what's good with you, Jerry? You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, Jerry. Salute to you, baby. Welcome. You know what I mean? Welcome to another episode, man. Hopefully, and another thing too, y'all, man, go back, to episode one, plug in, just peep it because every episode is gonna get better and better. Content will, get better, the flow will be better, you know what I mean? But you know, I'm, with my podcast, it's more educational, you know what I mean, than entertainment. It's really more educational. Like I'm letting you guys into my mind and my thought process when it comes to these dogs. It's more, because I consider myself a player coach in a sense, whereas I'm in the field with the dogs, like I'm doing dogs. I'm a dog man in the field, but at the same time, I'm also teaching as well, you know. So when I'm speaking to y'all, I'm coming from a coach perspective. You know what I'm saying? But my coaching is based off of my in the field experience as a player, if that makes sense to y'all. You know what I mean? So hopefully you guys can, learn from these podcasts. You know what I mean? That's like get an idea of somebody who's not afraid to give you the playbook. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, like give y'all the playbook. And if you guys pay attention and listen, it'll put you guys further ahead. You know what I mean? Like really real talk, it'll put y'all further ahead in y'all's program if you guys are paying attention, you know what I'm saying, to what we talking about on these band dog talks and stuff like that. Hey, salute, Cat Pole Flirt. Salute to you, man. Welcome. And we about to get into the lab, man. I'm about to let you guys into the, see the schematics, the engineering schematics of what I call my AR-15 band dog. You know what I mean? And like I was saying, like most breeders ain't gonna really let y'all in like I'm letting y'all in, but I know one thing about breeding dogs, even if I tell you my recipe, you know what I mean? Like you would have to literally be coached by me to pick out the right, you know what I'm saying? The right dogs. Like I would have to be there with you, be like, okay, is this breed, but is that particular dog of that breed? You know what I mean? Like I would have to really be hands-on with you guys for you to really be able to duplicate what I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? So I can tell you my recipes, but unless I'm showing you how I cook them, like literally, like look, pick out this. Like we picking out, you know what I mean, the ingredients together. Long if I'm doing that, then I'm pretty much giving you the wave. You know what I mean? Like, or if I'm like handing you like here's the dog. Here I produced that. Take this, run it to that. Then I might be, let's say, okay, I'm giving you my full recipe. But for me to speak on what I've done and my thought process, you know, you can take what I'm saying, but at the same time, like it's a little bit more. It's more. As a matter of fact, it's a lot more to just me saying exactly what my recipe is. You know what I mean? Like you got to know how to pick out the dogs. Why are you picking out the dogs? It's very intricate. So man, let's get it. Let's tap right up into this, man. Let me go ahead and take me a sip, man, before I dig deep into these engineering blueprints of the AR-15 band dog. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to share my screen real quick. So bear with me on this. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and I want to show you AR-15 first, and we're going to talk about AR-15 first. Okay, which is the sire. Okay, and like I was saying, like so far what I've done is I based my band dogs off of the male. Okay, so because of course the males, I have some beautiful bitches now. I got some top tier females, and the females is the foundation of your program, but of course, the males are bigger, so they give you that ooh ah. So I base my, you know, the band dog itself off the actual male. So I'm gonna show you the male. So I'm gonna pull him up real quick. Okay, so can y'all see that? I'm sure y'all can see that. Okay. So we have AR-15. AR-15 is the black dog at the bottom, as you see the name on top, right? Now, if you look above AR-15, right? Okay, the dog Red Bull. Okay, you guys see him? Okay, that is AR-15 sire. Okay, and I'm like I said, I'm gonna go into like I said, I'm letting y'all get into the mind. I'm y'all getting into the lab with me. You know what I mean? Like how why I'm drawing up these dogs, how I drew up my dogs. You know, so Red Bull is AR-15 sire. Now let's go back to AR-15 first. Now AR-15 is a Neapolitan Mastiff, German boxer. Okay, and it's in this order too, y'all. Neapolitan Mastiff first, German boxer second. Bred, right? Them two are bred together. Then there's an offspring. Okay. Then that offspring is bred to an American bulldog. Okay. Okay. And then that offspring is bred to a game pit bull. So AR-15 is a product of 4 dogs. Okay. Equally bred, if that makes sense. So it's like 25, 25, 25% equal. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's even. 4 dogs evenly bred in order. Okay. So AR-15 is a Neapolitan Mastiff, German boxer, American bulldog, game pit bull cross. All 4 dogs evenly distributed genetically. Okay. In one dog. That's AR-15 right there. That black dog right there. Okay. Now, above him is his father. And his father is a Neapolitan Mastiff. That's Red Bull, by the way. Neapolitan Mastiff, German boxer, American Bulldog. Okay. 3 dogs evenly bred. Okay. And then Big Red is Red Bull's father and AR-15's grandfather. And he is a Neapolitan Mastiff mixed with a German boxer. Okay. The product of that. All right. So now I didn't know what I was going to get when I took Red Bull, which is AR-15's father, and bred him to my pit bull bitch, Holy Spirit, my game pit bull bitch, Holy Spirit. Okay. I didn't know the phenotype. I didn't know the genotype. I didn't know the attitude. I didn't know the drives. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the lab, I'm experimenting. I have ideas. I have a goal, of course, but I don't know what I'm going to produce because it's not something that's been done. It's not like somebody already has this blueprint and be like, man, coach, you know what I mean? This is this is what I did and this is what I got. And I've done this breeding ever so many times, and this is what I've, produced. So this is what you can expect. Like this was something that was truly a prototype for me. Okay. Now, as far as Red Bull is concerned, okay, I was blessed enough, and I spoke about this in previous episodes about how I got my foundation band dogs. Right, I was blessed enough. It was a timing play to reach out to a breeder that I was a fan of back in 2005. I reached out just on a wing and a prayer, if you want to call it that, in 2018 because I was on a like I told y'all this before. I was on a dog DNA shopping spree. No cap, no lie. Like I really had my bag and I was buying genetics because I really wanted to do. I mean, I'm doing it now. I'm doing what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to have all like I wanted dog DNA as like dog parts. So anyway, I reached out, built a rapport, happened to got by the grace of God, was able to communicate and get a hold of the buff dogs. Okay. And built a rapport enough where I asked specifically for the foundation of their band dogs, along with the foundation of their American Bulldogs. That's a whole nother subject. You know what I mean? The American Bulldogs, I got, man, but that's a whole nother. So I'm not even going to talk about that. My Bulldog program. I ain't even introduced that to y'all yet. You know what I mean? But my Bulldog program, when I bring that out, my Bulldog program, man, we might have a Bulldog talk. You know what I mean? But anyway, we talk about band dog. We're talking about AR-15. So I asked specifically, I was like, I want your foundation, band dogs. Okay. Cause I already knew what I was trying to do. I mean, and I'm trying to come in the game and cook me up some band dogs myself. I got my own vision, but I asked them specifically for their foundation. Red Bull is their foundation. That was their flagship. That's the one that pretty much built their program from, it made them very successful. Was that dog right there, that dog Red Bull. Okay. Now, because I came correct, what I mean by correct is my conversation was real and my money was as real as my conversation. So they knew I wasn't playing around when I was asking specifically for certain genetics and certain dogs. They knew I wasn't playing because I came ready to spin. I wasn't over there, acting like I was going to do something. You know how, because that's a lot of times, you know, I understand how most breeders feel, especially when they're at a high level, like I would consider buff dogs. They get a lot of people who are fans that just be over there talking and stuff. And that, I mean, it is what it is. That plays, right? And, we're not going to knock that. I'm not knocking that. I respect and love all my people who are fans of my work. I don't have no problems with that. But at the same time, when you're talking business, it's different. So if you really want something like me, I really wanted the DNA. So I made sure that they understood that I wanted it. And I let my money talk like that. Like, look, I'm not here playing with y'all. Like, I know that you probably hear people woofing, talking about, oh, if I could have, no, I'm not ifing. I'm telling you, I want it. And I got the money to buy, to buy it at the end of the day. So anyway, long story short, I was able to acquire straws off of that particular dog. His name is Red Bull. Okay. And like I said, I talked about that story. So y'all got to go back and if y'all want to hear the whole story. So I get straws off of Red Bull, right? Now, she told me about her name is Jackie, right? The wife is Jackie and Joe, Buff Dogs. She told me about Big Red, but I was just asking, like, what do you have? If she had straws off of Big Red, I would have got those too, but they didn't have those. You know what I mean? They didn't have the straws off of that. They only had it off of Red Bull and also his littermate brother, excuse me, Roman, right? So I acquired that Red Bull straws. So I never seen Red Bull in person, never experienced Red Bull. However, I knew that Red Bull was their flagship dog. Like there's a lot of people who know about buff dogs that always bragged about Red Bull, the ones who know, right? And he's sired a lot of puppies. That's all over the world, okay? So I knew the legend of the dog, but I didn't know the dog specifically. I couldn't pinpoint to you guys like, okay, what genetically does this dog hold? Like, what are the characteristics? I can only go off of what the breeder told me. And at the same time, y'all, to be real with y'all, I wasn't even asking her about the genetic characteristics. I just wanted the foundation. I had so much respect for them as breeders, them, creating their own lane that I was like, can I just get the genetics? I'll figure it out on my own. You know what I mean? Like I'm just that type of person where I want the parts because I'll figure it out and do my own mad scientist and my own trial and error and figure it out. So once I acquired them straws, right, I didn't know what I was going to do with that. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know what I was going to do with Red Bull. I just wanted the foundation for the future. So fast forward, I got it. I got all my DNA from them. I got the straws. But then I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, what am I gonna do with? Like I've never created a band dog before. I really got my lesson on what a band dog was from Jackie and Joe from Buff Dogs because I was like I told you, I was just on a DNA shopping spree, and I wanted everything that they had because I was a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a true fan. Now I have the straws. I'm sitting on them. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? Like what am I gonna do with this band dog? I don't even really know what I'm supposed to do with a band dog. And I did some research on the band dog itself, the origins, and I've talked about that in previous episodes. So if you want to go tap in, you know what I mean, go hit the rewind button, go to a few episodes back where we talk about Snowden and what is the band or not Snowden, I'm sorry, Swinford. I'm sorry. Mr. Swinford. we go back and what is a band dog. So anyway, I went back in time and got my history lesson, right? So once I got my history lesson, I'm like, all right, I got an idea of where I want to go with it. Obviously, it's going to be the pit bull because of Mr. Swiffer, right? And I got my own pit bulls. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I know I got a perfect female for Red Bull. Once I knew which dog I was going to use, shout out to Swinford, by the way. I was like, I got a perfect female. Okay, so I know who I'm gonna take Red Bull to. I'm taking it to my girl, Holy Spirit. Okay, and I should have had a picture of her on here, man. But anyway, so boom. Now I'm like I said, this is all in my mind now. Now, this is a mental thing because now I'm putting the pieces together. Now I'm understanding what I'm gonna do with Red Bull. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take him to Holy Spirit. And the reason why I chose Holy Spirit is because if a band dog is supposed to be and this is my concept, the ultimate personal property protection dog, okay, that has man and prey drive. I wanted something that if let's say if Red Bull had the man drive that I heard from other people who's owned dogs off of Red Bull, you know what I mean? Like, I've heard some stories, and even Jackie told me stories about his offspring, being, sometimes liabilities when it comes to protection and comes to, like being a man stopper. You know what I mean? Like she's told me some stories. So anyway, I'm knowing based off of what I've heard from her and even other people I've met over the years that know I have the blood. They've told me that they've owned dogs off of Red Bull that wasn't playing. Like they was real killers type stuff, man type stuff. You know what I mean? Like really would do damage on a human. So I had a concept of what he can do, but I'm like, okay, I need that female that's gonna make sure that prey drive is there. You know what I mean? So I had it already. I got it. I got it already in my lab, and plus her structure, her muscle, her intelligence, everything, her athleticism, her stamina, all that is playing in Holy Spirit. So like that's perfect. That's perfect. I got to run that. So boom, that was my first breeding right there. Now remember, prototype. Okay. This is all prototypical. I don't know what I'm getting. I'm experimenting in the lab. Okay. Because that's where we at right now. We in my laboratory. Okay. But this is all conceptual. It's all a concept right now before I even produce it. So I went ahead, reached out to my clinic. I'm like, all right. And I actually did this, and this is a dice roll too. You know what I mean? I wouldn't advise it, but at the same time, God worked in, it worked in my favor, and that's glory to the Most High. That it did work in my favor. But I took a female that I haven't bred yet. Now she was mature, she was 3. But when you take a straw and you only have a limited amount of straws, it's best to make sure that female is can take breedings and ain't a dud because I spent a lot of money on all the DNA that I bought for buff dogs. So if I would have lost out on that because that female didn't take or because it was her fault, then that would have been on me. But I just rolled the dice. I did. So I went to my clinic, scheduled the progesterones for my female because she was in heat. I'm like, man, I'm running Red Bull to Holy Spirit, my pit bull Holy Spirit. Did the TCI, prayed, scored, and I think I had 7 puppies. I think I had 7 puppies. Yeah, I think yeah, 7 puppies on that one, right? Which is pretty cool. 2 didn't make it. So I ended up with 5. Okay. So I have 5 puppies. Now, I'm not giving none of I'm not selling none of those to the public because for me as the breeder, this is my prototype. This is my, this is, what I mean? Like I can't give this foundation to nobody. These are all mine. Plus I need to know what all these dogs are going to be because I don't have a clue. So I have to keep the litter, you know what I mean? And this is something that you guys who are doing dogs, y'all need to understand that, when you putting together these foundation recipes like I'm doing right now, you got to keep you damn near got to keep the whole thing. Matter of fact, you got to keep it. You know what I mean? So hopefully you got space and all that stuff so that you can see over time what those dogs will be because a dog like AR15 and his litter mates, I mean, that is scatter what they, I mean, that's a super scatterbred breeding, right? 4 different breeds, none of them related. You see what I'm saying? All in one. You're gonna get all kind of, you're gonna get all kind of variations of those genetics, right? So I knew that coming in, so I kept the whole litter. All right. So I'm not knowing nothing as far as what they're gonna look like, how they're gonna act. Am I going to get a man aggressive dog? Am I going to get a dog with no on off switch? Am I going to get a dog that's trying to kill everything? Like I don't know anything, man. I'm just experimenting, man. We talking lab talk now, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm letting y'all in. So they grow up, right? And I end up blessing somebody with one of the dogs too. I mean, I'd end up, here I'm giving you something, and I didn't even have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the type of person that I am. You know what I mean? Like here, I'm gonna elevate you, because I know you try to do your program. And here, I'm gonna just go ahead and bless you with this, you know what I mean? And you know, we can figure out what you're gonna do with it later. But anyway, I kept the rest of them though. So I kept 4. I ended up with 5, kept 4, blessed somebody with 1. As they grow up, or as they grew up, okay, there's this male, only 1 male. His name is AR15. Of course, he's staying, right? Because I'm keeping everything. But there's only 1. I only got 1 male to choose from. So I get this dog AR15. Now, I crop his ears, as you see, right, in that picture. I crop his ears because his daddy's ears is cropped. And I didn't even know who his grandfather was picture-wise till I researched it and I found it. Okay. So they cropped his daddy's or his grandfather's ears. So I kept the tradition, but he would have looked dope with his ears regular too. I mean, he was a nice looking dog from a puppy. But what I noticed though, this is what I get to notice, and this is with him and his sisters. I start to see the genetic characteristics that I didn't, of course, I wasn't able to see with Red Bull, right? I know it from his mother, but I don't know Red Bull. I've never owned it, never seen him, don't have a comprehension of what he brings to the table, genetic wise, performance wise. I know what he looks like phenotypically, right? Based off his picture, but performance wise, I don't have a clue, right? So now I'm starting to see this dog, right, develop in front of my eyes, and I'm learning as he's growing up. Like, okay, shoot, is he just aggressive for no reason? Does he have an on-off switch? Is he trying to kill his sisters? Is he, like I'm looking at all these little things, and what I'm noticing is, he's like any other dog that I've owned. You know what I'm saying? He's real playful. He's cool with the other dogs. I'm like, all right, okay, I can deal with this. Now I have another dog that's around the same age that I got. The same time he was born, I got another dog. His name is AK-47 Chopper. For those of y'all who follow me already, y'all know who he is. If those of y'all who follow me on Instagram, y'all know who he is, right? If y'all don't follow me on Instagram, man, go ahead to Instagram, type in the dog god, aka the coach. Follow me on the gram. You know what I mean? You can scroll down there since I started Instagram back in 2018 and see all the dolls and see all the progression, and y'all can see all that. But anyway, AR-15 and AK-47 is around the same age. Okay, so when AR-15 was born, I bought AK-47. Okay, so I paired them two because I was actually going to try to take AK-47, which is my double XL pit bull. Okay, I know some of you pit bull enthusiasts is going to say there ain't no such thing, and that's fine. You can say that. You can say that, but I know what I have, and I know what I purchased, and I'm a real dog man that know real dogs. So I was able to get me a double XL pit bull phenotype and genotype to do everything my standard pit bulls can do, just bigger, stronger, and faster. Look just like them, but just bigger, stronger, and faster. So anyway, AR-15 and him grow up together, and I was actually going to do personal protection work type training with AR-15 and AK, right? AK-47, right? So it all started. I'm doing, just the basic heel and all that type of stuff, and I would use this, the little bite toy and then the bite sleeve and play with them. And they both have bite drive, AR-15 and an AK-47. Okay. So as they grow up, they're growing up together though. They're growing up together, and I kind of packed them up. Not kind of, I did. I packed them up. I put them in the same side by side in their kennels. I would let them do yard time together and all that stuff because I wanted to see how they compared. You know what I mean, as far as the drives and stuff, right? So they were very competitive. AR-15 and AK. They love to do the bite. I had a little spring pole with the little bite sleeve, bite toy and stuff. They love to be on that together, and they would play on that together. Like they'd be very competitive, but it would never get to a point where they would be at each other. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't, the prey drive didn't kick in on them because they were still puppies growing up, but they would play together like that. So I was cool with that. I really liked it because it showed me a lot based off of that competitive energy and also the type of drive, you know what I mean? And I wanted to see the bite drive out of both of them, and they both were showing me that. They're like, oh, they like to bite, and then when they bite, they serious about the bite. You know what I mean? So probably fast forward, probably about a year and about a year and a half. They're about when they're about a year and a half years old. Them two, because I said they're about the same age. Okay, AR-15 started to change. You know what I mean? And that drive from his mother, that prey drive started to kick in. You know what I mean? Whereas AK, he can tolerate, and I'm thankful that he does, by the way, but he can tolerate other dogs. Like he's a dog with patience. Like, you know what I mean? Like he don't get pissed right away. You know what I'm saying? But AR-15, he started shifting, right? Because of course, as they start maturing, he starts to grow into himself and start to understand who he really is, right? So then now he's starting to act, you know, not only is he liking to bite, the bite toy and play around, but he's like to tear up his dog house. He likes to tear up his dog bowls. He likes to, he's very smart, very calculated. He likes to, he's next to AK, so he's over there, pawing at him. Then if AK is really close to the kennel, then he bites him through the kennel. And I'm like, man, this, you're doing a little bit too much. Now, of course, I'm thinking at first, they puppies, they know each other, it's playful. But then I take them down to, my training area that I have, and they playing like they usually do on the spring pole. They love that. But then, now AR is trying to hump him, and then, already know when that happens, now he's trying to hump AK, and AK ain't playing when he ain't playing that, because that's an energy play when dogs do that. Ain't no homosexual play, y'all. It's a dog energy play, right? So AK ain't having it. So of course, it shifts a little bit, the energy shifts, and then all of a sudden, now I'm getting the hairs are sticking up where before they wouldn't do that. Now the hairs are sticking up and they're doing that Nicolas Cage face off. So right when I seen that energy space, I was like, oh man, I can't have it. And it all came from AR-15, right? Okay, that prey drive. So then once he started feeling himself, then now it's like, any dog he's around, he's turning up the energy, and he's, now he want confrontation. So now he shifted into that prey drive to where he want confrontation with everything. You know what I mean? And I had to put him in his own section. I had to put him by himself for a while because, he just wanted funk with everything. So now I'm like, okay, well, the prey drive is there. You know what I mean? Now with the man drive, I haven't tested it because I don't have many people that are outsiders that come to my property like that, to where I could see him like nut up on it. However, I know that, especially now, because now he's 3 years old. But that was a year and a half when I started seeing the shift, y'all. I'm giving y'all the genetic, what I'm seeing genetically now, because this is my first experience with that mix. Okay. Now, I didn't test the man drive, you know, I even though I have all the protection equipment, I got the agitation, all the stuff to do protection type of training with the dog. I've never put them on a person in that way. Like, here, sick 'em, boy. Never done it, right? However, like I was telling y'all with the prey drive, him being in the energy space of other dogs, you know, other animals, as he's got mature, he started that drive started to kick in. I'm starting to see it kick in. So I'm sure the same way, if I brought him in a scenario where he not comfortable with the people, I'm sure he's going to give him that same alpha. He's going to give you the defensive, energy, whatever that might be. Maybe it be a bark, maybe it might be just stand still with a tail up. Who knows? But I know when he's apprehensive, he's going to give it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing as he's developing what type of dog he is. Plus, I mean, you see the structure on the young lad, you know what I'm saying? The boy got a leg, he's got decent bone. He ain't got no mastiff bone, which I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? He got decent bone. You know what I'm saying? He's got a nice spread in the front. He's got even rears. His rears match his fronts. You know what I'm saying? He's muscular to the max. You know what I mean? Got a nice headpiece. Very, very, very athletic. Very athletic, very fast. I mean, very intense. Like he's got all the, like I'm checking it because now I'm seeing it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing it as the dog is developing. Like, okay, yep, he's got that. Okay, yep, he's just got this. Okay, yep, he's got, Now, this is something that's changed with AR-15. Before he used to like biting those sleeves and like bite toy stuff. Like that was like a game to him. It was cool, man. Now he won't even touch it. I put that same bite toy he used to hang on the spring pole and all the stuff, man. I put that up there. He just roll right past it. I put the little sleeve on, play with him and stuff. He won't even, man, he won't put his mouth on that sleeve. He look at that sleeve and just keep it moving. Now, well, does that tell me that he won't bite? No. Come on. No. Because I know in his mind it's a game. Like in his mind, it's a game. Like, I know it's a game to him because he's like, well, I don't feel like it. In his mind, like, I don't want to bite that. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? But when he's serious, like with other dogs, right? I know he want to bite. He shows it like, oh, I want to bite him. Oh, I don't like her. I want to bite her. You see what I'm saying? So even though he doesn't show interest in that bite toy like he did when he was younger, I know that he would definitely bite something that he want to bite. You know what I mean? So anyway, long story short, he turned out to be an amazing dog. You know what I mean? As far as you know, what I hoped I would possibly get from the Red Bull times Holy Spirit breeding, which is the Red Bull, which is the Neapolitan Mastiff, German Boxer, American Bulldog cross. That's what Red Bull is. You can see, if you look at Red Bull, you can see those breeds in them. If you know what a Neapolitan Mastiff is, you can see the Neapolitan Mastiff in them. If you know what an American Bulldog look like and is built like, you can see the American Bulldog. If you know what a German Boxer is, you can see that too. So you can see the genetics in Red Bull. Okay. All the pit bull did to AR-15 is tighten them up. You know what I mean? Like it really tightened everything up. It brought even more muscle to the table. It brought the prey drive to the table even more so. It made it even more athletic. And then basically, with the pain tolerance, okay, gave him the highest of the high pain tolerance. Like the boy don't feel no pain. Okay. And how I know this, okay, how do I know this? Okay, because I don't be baiting my dogs, I don't be putting them in fight scenarios. I don't do that, you know what I'm saying? Because these dogs are my breeding stock. So I don't need them to get hurt. Plus, it costs a lot of money, vet bill wise, when you have high prey driven dogs having yard accidents and getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be spending unnecessary money, right? So this is how I know that AR-15 has the highest of the high pain tolerance. There's a day I go out every day and I clean my kennels and I feed my dogs. And I go out to AR-15 barracks. I call it AR. He got his own tier. He got a barracks named after him because he was there by himself because he was causing so much problems with the other dogs he was around that he had to be by himself in solitary confinement on a whole nother level. And I named it after him, the AR-15. Now he has company now. But before he had to be by himself because he had an issue. He had an issue starting the energy funk with everybody on the yard, just turning my yard up because he just got issues. So anyway, I go and check on him, right? Just like I normally do, get ready to clean him up. And I noticed something like on his side. Like I noticed like, what's on his side, right? And I don't really know what it is. It just seems just like I can see something, right? I go to his kennel and he's got a gash in his side where his whole like his ribs is like his rib is showing, the rib bone, a big old gash in that thing. Now, luckily for him, right? He didn't jack himself up so bad where he hit a bleeder and that thing didn't bleed out because he should have bled out with that one. But based off of where it was cut or how it was cut, however he did that, man, wide open. I mean, that thing was wide open. You see the rib cage, it was big old long gash. I'm like, what the hell? What'd you just do? Which I know what he did. You know what I'm saying? He likes to jump up in his kennel. And if you guys follow me on IG, I've shown you even with his sister, they do it too. His sisters do it too. They got hops. So he'll jump up into his kennel, jump up into it, and he'll jump into it and like, just do his little jump into it and land or whatever. So anyway, I guess he jumped into the kennel, jumped up, and then landed on the latch. You know what I'm saying? Like the latch where the kennel latches, the door latch, and then it just filleted his ass. Bro, I took him to the vet. Like he wasn't even acting like. I mean, I touched it and everything. He wasn't even. You know how dogs be. You touch that, they be sensitive. Man, I'm touching it. He ain't even phased. We go to the vet because I gotta get him. I gotta get him all stitched up and get it all cleaned out. Man, he ain't phased about nothing. She touching on him. She doing all that, man. She's like, man, this dog don't feel nothing. I'm like, yeah, he's a nut like that. You know what I mean? So right there showed me like, okay, yep, you got that from your mother. You know what I'm saying? Because she the same way. She got her pain, like she don't feel no pain. You know what I mean? Some dogs just got it like that. And that's one thing that pit bull, especially the game performance type, that's what you will want. A dog like that should be able to give pain and be able to take it. They got to take it to be game, right? So that passed on to him. You know what I mean? Because that right there was like, man, I don't know how you not feeling that, brother. But I mean, he wasn't phased by it, not one bit. Even the vet was like puzzled because she over there touching it, doing all her thing, and he ain't budging, ain't saying nothing. Like it ain't nothing to him. Like, I mean, you could just stitch that up right there. You don't need no. I should have just told her, hey, when you go and operate, can you take the damn anesthesia out of there? You know what I mean? So I ain't got to pay for that. That's what I should have told her. But anyway, but like I said, these are things that I'm learning over time, y'all, as I'm watching this dog develop because I don't know anything about Red Bull. You know what I mean? So I'm seeing this and I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. Now I'm already in the lab with AR15 now. Now I'm in the lab like, okay, who am I going to take AR15 to? Because man, the boy got the athleticism. The boy got the drive. The boy's he's an asshole. The boy want to start funk with every dog on the yard. You know what I mean? Like he's super intelligent. He could take pain. Like I'm seeing all these things now that I'm learning about what I cooked up, with these 4 different breeds. Like I said, the only thing that I don't know specifically is how is he going to respond to a stranger? You know what I mean? So now I'm in the lab, like, okay, I got to breed AR15. It's time to breed him. Like, what am I going to cook him up with next? Now, little history on Red Bull, y'all. Now, there was a dog that was produced off of Red Bull that Buff Dogs owned. I think his name was Ronin. I think that's what they called him, Ronin, which was a Red Bull bred to a full-blooded American Bulldog. Now, this dog, Ronin of Buff Dogs, whoever is familiar with them, okay, this dog was another famous dog of theirs that a lot of people bragged who had offspring. A lot of people raved about this particular dog, Ronin, which was Red Bull crossed to an American Bulldog. So then in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm new to the Bandog, whole thing, the whole Bandog concept. I'm new to it. Now, there was a breeder that was successful with it, even though over time their program shifted into something else. But I'm talking foundation now. Okay. They were successful with what they were cooking. So if they did something that worked, you should probably do that as well. Okay. Because I'm thinking, like what should I do now? I already did the pit bull. They didn't do the pit bull. I did the pit bull. Okay, boom. That's AR15. What am I going to throw in the AR15? Okay, so bear with me now. Here we go. So before I close out on AR15, Big Red. Y'all see Big Red? That is what they said. They used a Neapolitan sport. And what she said when what she explained to me was that the Neapolitan sport was a Neapolitan without all the extra skin. It had a tighter, coat. You know how the Neos got a whole bunch of skin, right? You know how the Neos is built. This one is this Neo didn't have as much. She called it a Neapolitan sport. That's what she said. They used a Neapolitan sport to a German boxer. So that's what you see right there in Big Red. Okay. And Big Red was a real man stopper. That dog was mean. Mean, and did not like strangers. Okay. But you see the leg on it, right? You see the bone on it. You know what I mean? You see the structure, you see the muscle. Like that was a good, I would have never probably thought of throwing a German boxer in there personally. Me personally, I would have probably never even used a German boxer. But the way Big Red looks, that was pretty damn, genius. You know what I'm saying? To me, because I like the way he looked. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like all the extra skin, but I do like the way he looked. Now, Red Bull, come on now. Look at Red Bull though. Red Bull, oh man, I wouldn't mind owning a dog like that too, man. Taking that American Bulldog to that, you can see where it opened it up, opened the chest up, right? Rounded the head, tightened the skin up a little bit more. You know what I mean? Probably widen the rears out. He has some nice rears, obviously, but I mean, man, still kept the height. That was a good little genetic recipe right there. Big Red to Red Bull. You know what I mean? And then fast forward, and AR15 is now. He's a direct son of Red Bull, and he's now with the Pit Bull cross. So now AR15 is his own man. You know what I mean? He's my foundation stud to the program, and he's showing me what I can expect from my band dog. Okay, so now I'm like, okay, he looked good. Who am I going to take him to? Both dogs had this dog named Ronan. Okay. His mother was a full blood American Bulldog. So guess what? I guess, I got to see what I got in my laboratory. And at that time, I had a total of 3 American Bulldog females that I purchased. Okay. Because like I said, I told y'all I went on a dog DNA buying spree, a shopping spree. Like I'm not fronting when I tell y'all I really did do that. You know what I mean? So I bought me 3 American Bulldogs too, because I also bought some straws off of Buff Dog's American Bulldog straws too that I got. Like I told y'all, I'm not even going to talk about those because that's a whole nother experiment that I got planned in my lab. That I'm gonna cook up some whole nother level of bulldogs with those straws. But anyway, I bought 3 females. Okay. I bought 2 half sisters. Okay. If y'all follow me on the ground, y'all seen them. Okay. One is Big Bertha. Okay. If y'all seen Big Bertha, man, oh man, oh man, that bitch right there. Wow. Okay. Probably the best looking American Bulldog you probably ever seen in your life. And that's a female. She make males look like, and I'm not talking about size, like heavy. I'm talking about overall bulldog, the overall look from the structure to the muscle, to the bone, to the head, to the neck, to the rears, everything proportionate, man. Man, real talk. It on the majority of bulldogs that you've ever seen in your life. And like I said, if you follow me on the gram, go scroll down my page and look at Big Bertha, and you tell me the same. You're gonna concur because everybody do. Everybody who sees her be just drooling. Oh man, where'd you get that? When you gonna breed her? So anyway, I had Big Bertha, okay, Tigress, and then Pearly, okay, Mother Pearl. I had 3 American Bulldogs. So like, okay, I'm like, now who am I gonna take Red Bull to, or excuse me, AR15 to? I got 3 of these bitches. Now, I bred Pearl. We're gonna talk about Pearl first. I bred Pearl. She's a all white American Bulldog. Okay, she was tall. Um, I keep all my dogs fit. You know what I mean? That's one thing I do. Like if y'all follow me, y'all see my dog. All my dogs are like athletes. So I kept her tight. I didn't keep her heavy. Um, she was a nice looking American bulldog. I'm gonna keep it real. She was very nice looking, athletic. The only thing that I didn't like about her, she was very skittish from a puppy. Um, it turned me off to a degree where I didn't really put the time in to really kind of help her get out of that. But anyway, long story short, I bred her to one of those buff dog straws, because I was going to go ahead and cook on me a bulldog. So I took one of them buff dog straws of their American bulldogs that I bought and bred her to that and had, she took, but long story short, she ended up having palometra. You know what I mean? If y'all breed dogs, y'all know what that is. You know what I mean? That's not a good thing. When you hear that, you just want to, you just want to cry and hang, you just want to, man, it's not good when you hear that word palometra. She had it while she had my puppies in her so bad that we couldn't save her, obviously. Most of the time with palometra, you gotta take the uterus out, but she got puppies in her, so I had to put her down with my puppies. So I took a major L with that one with her. You know what I mean? I lost her and my puppies. You know what I mean? That hurt a lot. That hurt a lot. So anyway, she's off the equation. She's out of the equation when it comes to which American bulldog I'm gonna choose, right? She died. Okay. Now, Big Bertha, I had big plans for her too. Now, she was very high driven, which is perfect. I love that. I love it. She was amazing looking, had all the attributes, wide frame, muscle on top of muscle, perfect structure, even from the front to the rears. Because a lot of American bulldogs, they got the wide fronts, but the rears don't match. Okay. She matched wide fronts, wide rears, big, bull neck. You know how the bulls had that neck? Them cow bulls. I'm talking about the cow bulls, the bucking bulls. They got that neck. She had that neck too. She had a big old round basketball head, that bully look. And she just like she had drive to the maximum. So she had everything that I was like, ooh, I gotta use her. But anyway, she ended up dying. Heat stroke. Okay. This is a whole nother topic of bulldogs, learning about bulldogs. You know what I mean? This is my first time dealing with bulldogs. Remember, I'm buying dogs for genetic pieces. So even with my bulldogs, I'm new to them too. Like, I mean, I like them structured. I like what they're durable. I like the look. Let me get three bitches. Let me get three bitches, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna work off those. Those are gonna be my three foundation bulldog bitches. Let me get three bitches. So anyway, she dies of a heat stroke because she overworked herself. You know what I mean? So I take an L on her. So then I have her half sister, which is Tigress. Now, Tigress, check this out. Okay. Before I show you the picture of Tigress, I'm gonna show you her. Okay. Now, Tigress, I the reason why I purchased her is because her father, which is a grand champion American Bulldog. I was at a dog show, an ABKC dog show, and her father was there showing, right? Now, I see this bulldog, right? And I'm like, damn, what the heck? I'm amazed at what it looks like because I'm like, I mean, I'm into getting these. I got this semen from buff dogs with these American bulldogs. Like I'm looking for these bitches, right? I'm looking for foundation bitches because I got all these straws. So I see this male and I'm just impressed by what he looks like. He's tall, he's thick, he's got that neck. I mean, he's impressive. White, he had like a black little patch on his eye. I don't care about colors, but he was, all white with a black patch on his eye. Like he had a black eye or whatever, but everything all white. But just the structure and the muscle of that dog was impressive, and he was tall. I was like, ooh, I like him. So I went to the breeder and shout out to him, man. Beyond Beliefs. I think that's his kennel name, Beyond Belief Kennels. I think that's what his kennel name. Anyway, I went out to him and I was like, I told him the same thing, like, bro, I'm on a DNA shopping spree. Now I came with my dogs and competed. I had my bullies there, and I mean, I think I brought Brutus there, which was a buff dog, band dog, Rocky Mountain Bulldog, they called it. So anyway, long story short, I hollered at him, told him like, hey man, when you breeding him, I need some females. He's like, man, I got some breedings going. I just bought him from this breeder. I spent 10 grand on him, whatever. So he's giving me the whole history on the dog. I'm like, okay, that's dope. That's dope. I was like, real talk. When you gonna breed him? When you gonna have available? He said, by the way, I actually have a female that I got doing a pup back deal. And she's not really my style, but that's his daughter, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'll take her. I mean, that's how I was at that time. Cause like I told you, I was on that mission. No cap. I said, I'll take her. You know what I mean? Didn't even see the bitch. Like, I'll take her because it was all for him. Cause I already know what I got planned. Every dog is a piece of the puzzle. So I go ahead. He shows me the bitch. She happens to be Tigress, right? He tells me who the mom is. The mom is a athletic American bulldog. She's not the bully type. She's won shows and this and that. But she's not the bully type. He keeps telling me that. I'm like, I don't care what. I just want the genetics off of him because that's all he had at the time, and I was trying to build my shit. So anyway, I get Tigress, and then he told me that he had another breeding with one of his bitches that he was going to do with that male dog that I'm talking about, right? His name is Techno, by the way. That they're going to be breeding, and hey, I'm doing this breeding. Do you want to lock in? It's probably not going to be until another 6 months. I'm like, bro, it's all good, bro. What's your lock in? You know what I mean? 500. Okay, cool. Boom. Gave him the 500 right there. Bam. Locked in on that shit. So now, just imagine, you talking to a guy and this guy is me and I'm telling you what I'm doing, but I don't, you telling me what you're doing. You telling me what's going on. You tell me you got this dog, I'm really, I'll take her. Oh, well, okay. Sounds good. He thinking to my, I'm knowing in his mind, he thinking like, oh, that sounds good. Yeah, you'll take her. You know what I mean? Oh, you're going to do this breeding. Okay. You should lock in. Okay, cool. How much is lock in? 500. Boom. Boom. So I'm knocking it out. Bam. We doing business right there. Boom. He like, damn, okay. So get Tigress, lock in on that breeding. That's how I got Big Bertha too. You know what I mean? I probably didn't get Big Bertha for a year, but I got Tigress though. So Tigress is the only one alive now, y'all. Okay. Now, Tigress is more athletic, and let's go. Let's bring her up now. Let's bring Tigress up now, y'all. So bear with me. Hopefully y'all follow me. Like I said, it's very intricate what I'm talking about. So hopefully y'all follow me. If not, double back, listen again. You know what I mean? Double back, listen, listen again. It's I'm giving y'all the recipe. We in the lab. So I'm giving y'all the recipe, the concept, the whole 9 yards. All right, so let's bring up Tigress. Okay. So, hey, salute RKBB. Man, respect, man. Much love and respect to you. All right, so now we have Tigress, as y'all see, right? So, and now y'all see the dog, right, that I was telling you that I seen at the show. His name is TKO. That's her sire. Okay. That was the reason why I bought Tigress. Not based on what she looked like, but based off of the daddy, because I wanted those genetics in my bulldog program. So anyway, Tigress is the only bulldog I got living. Now, this is what I learned about Tigress. Okay, follow me on this. This is what I learned about Tigress. Now, I have pit bulls on my yard, and I know how pit bulls act because I've bred them, I raised them, I've been around them since day one of my dog man experience and just of me being into dogs. That was my first dog I ever purchased was a pit bull. I'm noticing that this particular bulldog bitch is acting just like my pit bulls. What I mean by that is she's got a lot of drive, prey drive. Okay. She's cut up like them. She can breathe, right? Not like her sister Bertha. When she was breathing, Big Bertha was breathing. When she would work herself, it'd be like this. That's what you would hear out of Big Bertha when she's breathing. Tigress, you hear it. It's clear. It's clear as a man. It's so clear. Stamina. Oh man, this girl's jumping back, running back, running, jumping, jump, running, jump, jump, run. Muscle on top of muscle, just like her daddy. Muscle on top of muscle, just like her half sister. She got the muscle, as you can see right there. Muscle on top of muscle. But what really made me like recognize her, not only the fact that she was the only bulldog I had to choose from, because all my other ones died, right? As I mentioned, but the fact that this bitch, Tigress, okay, was a real bulldog in the sense of the pit bull. Okay. You know how we call our performance pit bulls bulldogs? That's what I'm talking about Tigress. Okay. She wanted all the smoke. She had stamina through the roof. She had that extreme American bulldog look, as you see the front, right? You see them fronts, right? That extreme front. Okay. Now, she had a slightly high rear, though. But understand from me, okay? It's genetics, it's pieces to the puzzle. I already know that I ain't worried about that rear of hers because I already know with AR-15 he gonna correct that. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, she's just a piece of the puzzle. I bought her just off her daddy. Understand how I bought her? I didn't even, sight unseen, damn near. Like I'll take her type shit because it was off her daddy. Because I knew what I wanted. I wanted TKO's genetics, whether it came from another bitch or not. It's still his daughter, TKO's daughter. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, Tigress is my consolation bitch for AR-15. Okay. So now I have AR-15, I have Tigress. That's who I'm gonna cook up. Okay. AR-15 and Tigress. That's gonna be my first Bandog official breeding. Okay. That I'm actually going to make for the public to get a piece of it. Okay. So it's really my second technically, because that's how I made AR-15 and his sisters. But that was for me. That wasn't for the public. I wasn't there. The public wasn't getting that. But the AR-15 and Tigress, that was my first cook up for the public too. I'm like, okay, this is my first experiment for the public. However, I'm playing it safe because based off of how Buff Dogs used the genetic recipe, I'm copying their formula, but I just added the pit bull. They didn't add the pit bull. I added the pit bull to it with the American Bulldog. They just had Red Bull to the American Bulldog and built a damn legacy with that, to be honest. Like I said, Ronin is his name. I mean, a lot of people who understand and know about Buff Dogs will all attest to that dog. That dog's legendary too. A Red Bull son. Okay. Looked amazing too. That dog looked amazing as well. So anyway, Tigress is the bitch I'm using. So I breed Tigress to AR-15, not knowing what I'm going to get again. Because like I said, we in the experimental phases. Okay. But what I know about Tigress is she's got the muscle, she's got the stamina, she's got the prey drive. Okay. She's got the genetics that's going to give me that size and those extreme features like TKO has. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna get that neck. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get the traps. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get the bone. I'm getting this. I'm getting the head. Like I know I'm getting that because it's in my genetic recipe. I know Tigress is going to give me it. You see what I'm saying, y'all? So I'm like, run it. I'm like, run it. I mean, in my lap, in my mind, I'm like, run that. You got to run that play. That's the play to run. So I do it. I breed it. And when I do that cook up, I'm gonna show y'all. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I produce. Watch this. Watch this. Hopefully, y'all following me now. Listen, I'm summarizing a lot of this stuff because, like I said, this could be a 4-hour show if I really was giving you my whole thought process behind it. But I'm just summarizing as much as I can. So as y'all seen, I showed y'all AR-15, where he came from. I showed you his grandparent, his granddad, his dad, and himself. I showed you Tigress and her dad, so you can see where that is. This is my thought process in my lab. So let's go ahead and pull this up here. All right. So when I cooked up Tigress and AR-15, AR-15 being a Neapolitan Mastiff, German Boxer, American Bulldog, Game Pit Bull, 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%, all equally bred in one dog, okay? A plethora of genetic diversity, if that makes sense, right? Okay. So for me, even thinking now, okay, once which I have already, by the way, I got the formula, which we're talking about it, which is Tigress and AR-15. I can inbreed, line breed for a very long time before shit starts to break apart because the genetic diversity is so dispersed with those 4 different breeds in AR-15. Okay. Tigress 50-50 outcross, her mother being from a whole different line of American Bulldogs. They call them American Bull. He tell me it's called an American Bulldog sport. See, everybody got their names for it, just like that Neapolitan sport. He even mentioned that for the American Bulldog, Tigress's mother, which is a show winner, by the way. He called her a sporting American Bulldog. Okay, and then of course TKO. Anyway, I produced these puppies here. Now, these are just the males. I'm gonna show you the females too. Okay. Now, look at the structure on them damn dogs. If y'all seen AR-15, which y'all did, you guys seen Tigress, which y'all did. Y'all seen Red Bull, you seen Big Red, you seen TKO. Okay. I can see all those dogs in these puppies. They got the bone, they got the structure. Okay. They don't got the super smushed face. Okay. They got the drive. Of course, you guys can't see that, but they had the drive. Okay. None of them had high rear. None of them. Okay. Even though Tigress was really, she got that super bulldog bow front, right? That, you know what I mean? That aggressive front, which I like, but, I like it tight. I don't like the splayed. When you get too aggressive, those fronts get splayed. And what I mean by the splayed is that, in the shoulder area, that they extend out too much. When they move, it's not tight in the shoulders. The shoulder extends out. That's the splayed shoulders. Okay. Which, like I said, it gives you that cool look, but it doesn't work. You know what I mean? It's not good for performance because if them dogs is running real fast, stopping, cutting, they can blow out a shoulder. They can really blow out a shoulder. So it's not good. It looks good. Like it looks good. You know what I mean? That's the profile looks good, but performance wise, not so good. Okay. So even though Tigress has that, which is a good piece to my puzzle, you understand what I'm saying? Because I know that AR-15 is going to tighten it, which he did. He did. So those puppies have that shoulder set without the splayed. AK tightened it up. Excuse me, AR-15, I'm sorry, tightened it up. And you can see that in these puppies right here. So she had 3 males. Okay. Nice puppies, man. Look at those puppies. Nice puppies. Nice puppies. Okay. And this is me in the lab. I'm in the experimental stage. I don't know what I'm getting. I'm just cooking. And then this is what I'm getting. This is what I got off of AR-15 and Tigress. Beautiful puppies, right? All right, so let me show you the females now. All right, y'all. Let's go. Let's check out the females. Y'all with me so far? All right, I'm glad y'all with me. Let's check out the bitches, shall we? Let's check out the bitches here. Okay. Now, that black bitch that's on here, that's not an AR-15 Bandog, okay, by the way. That is actually an AK-74 Bandog, but we're going to talk about that another episode, okay? That's not this episode. That's another Bandog. We talking about the AR-15 Bandog. But you see that fucking, excuse my language. Hey, by the way, y'all, I'm working on a few things in my life, right? Cursing is one of them. So if you hear me say a curse word, I'm gonna correct myself because I'm trying not to curse anymore. So bear with me on that too. You know what I mean? So I apologize for that. If y'all curse, that's on y'all. I'm just on a whole different wave in my life. You understand? So I'm working on certain things. I'm trying to be an example in all kind of ways. So, I'm working on the foul language. But anyway, that female right there, that black and white female, look at the structure on that girl, man. Look at the bone on that girl. I actually have that girl. Her name is Cowgirl. She's a year old now. Okay. Beautiful girl. Hey, beautiful bitch that girl is. But look at that puppy, man. That's AR-15 and Tigers. Look at that lilac female in the middle. Look at the structure. Look at the bone on that. Look at the angulation on that. Look at the headpiece on that. Come on, man. Okay. That's an AR-15 Bandog right there. You understand me? That is what AR-15 times Tigers produces. That is what a Neapolitan Mastiff, German Boxer, American Bulldog, Game Pit Bull back into a full-blood American Bulldog produces. Dogs like that. Okay. Got the prey drive, got the man drive. Okay. Got the on-off switch, got the athleticism, got the double muscle gene, got the wide fronts and the wide rears, can breathe, functional. Okay. Now, let me go back. I got to go back. Let me go back real quick before I show you the other ones. I'm going to show you something about it. I'm going to show you something. And then I'm going to tell you something as I'm going to show you. Okay. Bear with me. We're going to go back. Okay. That dog in the middle. I'm going to tell y'all a story. And I mentioned it a little bit in previous episodes, but we're going to talk about it really quick. Okay. That dog in the middle there, that red one. Okay. A client of mine who was an experienced dog man bought him. Him and his partner was very familiar with buff dogs. And when they knew I had that particular cook up with AR-15 and Tigris, they understood what I was cooking based off of their experience with buff dogs, right? So he wanted a dog that was similar to Red Bull. And of course, you ain't going to get no Red Bull, nothing nowadays, unless you coming to me, because Red Bull is, long gone. And Buff Dog is no longer in business. And I'm the only one with a direct Red Bull son right now that's living, because Red Bull is a long time ago dead. Okay. Buff Dog's no longer in business. So he knew what I was cooking. He already knew it. When he saw it, he knew it. So he saw that red one. He's like, I want him. Cool. They bought him. Now I remember. Okay. I remember this very vividly. This dog had probably like 7 months. Now he had a pack of dogs already. Like, this dog is a dog man for real. Okay. He had a Rottweiler, Malinois. He had a Kangal cross. He had game pit bull. See, like, he's got dogs, real dogs. Okay. And I remember him saying, because he always, we stay in touch. He's like, man, coach, I think you kind of sold me a dog that's kind of soft and stuff. I'm like, why you say that? He's like, man, he just kind of stays in his own little, he stays out the way. All the other dogs be rah, rah, rah. He don't pay him no mind. He just kind of stays in the corner and does his thing. I was like, look, man. I said, let me tell you something about my dogs, man. I put an on-off switch on my dogs. Remember I told you about that on-off switch? He's like, yeah. I said, that dog is doing what he's supposed to do. That dog knows better to go and contest with your hyena killer pack that you already got over there. Like, real talk. I said, that dog is using his brain. That dog is a puppy, knowing damn well if he steps into that and gets correct and checked, then he might not, he might lose his life. That dog's got some common sense. I said, look, man, Let that dog be that dog. Let that dog stay in the cuts and stay out the way. You know what I mean? He's like, all right, coach. I'm like, look, man, come on, bro. That's a puppy. Don't expect, you know what I mean? Like, but I understand where he coming from because that's that old school game dog mentality where you got puppies doing all kind of grown folk type shit. You know what I'm saying? They fighting as puppies. Like, nah, that's not my dogs. Okay. They might tussle as puppies, but that ain't real. That's just playing. That's sparring. I call that puppy sparring and stuff. That's not real. They don't understand that yet. They babies. You know what I'm saying? They got an open mind, like their mind is open like a child. You know what I mean? It's not just kill as a puppy. You know what I mean? So anyway, fast forward. Let's fast forward this tape. 2 months later, he hits me up again, right? And it's that red one there. They said it was kind of soft because he was in the cuts. Oh, look, coach, he showed me a bite on him, right? He showed me a bite. Like, who did that? He's like, oh man, he named him Red Rum. Like, Rum did it. Like, what? Yeah, he bit me. Like, why he bite you, man? Oh, I was doing some agitation to him, you know what I mean? And he bit me on the leg. But he was like excited about him getting bit by the dog, right? So I'm like, look, man. I said, look, bro, I told you, just let that dog be. You know what I mean? Once he grow into himself, it's in the genetics, like I was telling y'all with AR15. You feel me? I just let him be. I let him develop because I didn't know what he was. I wasn't agitating him to make him do something right away. AR15 was a puppy. Now, to his son, right? My client wanted to see it so bad that he was agitating him at 8 months? And then the dog bit him. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward after he told me that story. I still told him, like, hey, man, just let him develop. Just let him be a puppy. And plus, you got the pack. The pack is going to teach him eventually, but just let him be chill. Don't try to turn this dog off because I put the genetics in this dog to be that. Don't try to turn him on too soon. So watch this. He hits me up again. The dog is not a year old yet. He comes home. No, man. I gotta hold on. I'm going too far. He hits me up. Probably like maybe a month later. And he's got a game pit bull. He got actually game pit bulls. Okay, game ones now. Okay. Y'all understand game pit bulls now. Okay. From them bloodlines that everybody brag about. Real talk. Okay. All the ones that they brag about, which is fine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't knock any dog. I don't knock any bloodline. But this is a dog that I told my client to just love on and just be chill with for the first year. Don't try to turn them on now because we want to develop the off switch. The game dog was testing a little puppy, you know what I'm saying? The little whatever. I don't know if he was 8, 9 months, whatever. Let's say he was 9 months. Testing the little puppy to the corner, right? It's a full-grown game dog. He tells me, hey, why that boy Rum damn near killed my game dog? And luckily I came in there and broke him up, but my game dog, I had to take him to the vet. He'd all, ripped up and Rum almost killed him. Luckily I came in there. Now this is a 9-month-old dog he's talking about. The dog that was in the cuts and not really doing that. The dog that he was talking about that was soft. Almost killed his game dog. If he wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? That dog would have been dead. Okay, this is a puppy though. To his full-grown game dog that he was talking about. Okay. I was like, see what you started, man? I told him straight up and down, like, see what you starting right there? The energy that you putting on that puppy when he shouldn't even be trying, like he should be staying away from that game dog. This is just my concept. This is me speaking, the manufacturer, because I want that dog to understand the dogs that I cook up that can kill a man and kill large prey. I do not want him to think, I don't want her or him, the dog, to think that is okay when it wants to. I want it to understand that there's a time and a place for that type of energy. And you don't always have to be on that time, even though that's bred in you. The dogs I put in you, that's in there. I told y'all about what I heard about Red Bull dogs. Told you. what other people who's owned them have told me. So I've known that they are man stoppers. Okay. It was told to me by people who've owned those dogs, by the breeder. And I know that my female Holy Spirit and her brothers and sisters is prey stoppers. So my client is seeing that. This is that red dog that we see in the middle, y'all. Fast forward off of that. Okay. Now we're starting to see we're starting to see the opening, the developing of this damn dog here that I produce. Okay. Now, hits me up again. Now, my client is liking this shit, y'all. Real talk. He likes it though. Hits me up again like, hey, coach, guess what? I'm like, what? He goes, I come home and I go to the backyard and I look and I see my Malinois, like, I see my Malinois on the ground. Like, what? Yeah. And then I go over there and then my Malinois is dead and the dogs, like, the dogs ate him. Like, they ate him up. Like, they ate him. Like, who ate him? He's like, that boy Rum. So now he got I don't know, 10-month-old dog. The dog killed the Malinois and ate him. Okay. And ate him. That dog, that red dog right there. That red dog. Okay. So this is coming from my clients now. My client, they're getting my prototype. But see, my client, he put that energy on that dog. You see what I'm saying? He put that in that dog, early bird. I wouldn't have did it. I wouldn't have did it because I don't want that to be okay. I don't want that dog to be young and thinking like, yeah, that's cool. If I don't like something, I'm gonna kill it and eat it. I don't want that to be the case because, like I said, what if a person comes around and or a child or whatever, right? That he don't like and you know what I mean, and something happens, So anyway, just giving you a story on that particular dog right there, right? So I hope that the people who bought that Brindle one over there to the left, and I know the brother who bought that one to the right, the fawn one to the right, I know he's being responsible with him because what I mean. But I hope my other brother who bought that Brindle one is not, not being irresponsible. And I'm not saying my client was irresponsible, but I told him don't do that. I'm just telling you that. I just told him like, don't do that. Let that dog just be a puppy for the first year. All right. So anyway, okay. So anyway, those are killers, by the way, y'all. Real killers, man. Killing game dogs. Okay. Will kill a game dog. Okay. Okay. Killing Malinois and eating them. Okay. This is what I cooked up in the lab, y'all. The AR15 Bandog. That's what they are showing to the people who bought the prototypes. Okay. That they real high performance personal and property protection dogs. Okay. Not shits and dogs, not police dogs, because I wouldn't sick one of them dogs on a person. You know what I mean? I mentioned that on a previous episode, I think the last episode, like we were talking about uh different drives and all that type of stuff, working band dogs type of stuff, you know what I mean? Toy drive versus man drive, like I I wouldn't want to get bit by AR-15. You know what I'm saying? Like the bite pressure versus a Malinois would be devastating. You see what I'm saying? Like getting bit by a Malinois, you can probably take that. You know what I mean? Of course, it's going to hurt, but you could take that. I mean, getting bit by like an AR-15, that's going to definitely do some damage to your ligaments and damage to your bone and stuff. You know what I mean? So, now I'm understanding what type of damage that these dogs do based off what my client has, the offspring of AR-15, cannibal eating dogs, killing, shredding dogs. It's not nice, man. So anyway, Just want to tell you all that story. So let's go back. Let me show you another picture of the latest one. So that was the first breeding that y'all see. That was the first one between Tigress and AR-15 that I did. That was a successful breeding. Had beautiful puppies. I sold them out in 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks. I posted them, had them for sale. Brrr, quick sale. Them things out of here. You know what I mean? Every single one of them, right? So I'm like, okay, but damn it, man. Okay, shit. 2,000 a piece, by the way, y'all. 2,000 a piece on my band dogs, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm excited about that one. Okay, it worked. The recipe, the puppies was amazing, and people liked them. Nobody bitched about the price. Everybody's like, oh, I mean, that was easy sale. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I got to run it back. So I ran it back the following year, right? So let me show you the puppies I produced. Just a couple of them, actually. I'm not going to be able to show you all of them. I'll show you a couple of them. Okay, so this is this year's breeding that I did off of AR-15 and Tiger. So I had to run it back. Okay. Plus, I gotta get now that it was a success, I gotta get me some now I'm gonna keep that line going. So I gotta get me some offspring off of that. Cause I had such a overwhelming response off the first one. I sold them. I didn't even keep none. You know what I mean? Everybody wanted them. I sold them. Boom, out of here. So I ran it back. You know, then we got an AR-15 lookalike, and then I got a chocolate one. And then I got that female right there. She's probably like she's almost like an orange color, man, like a reddish orange. She's dope, by the way. She dope. She really nice. But I had 10. Man, Tiger's blessed me with 10 puppies, man. One of them didn't make it. I mean, they would have made it, but when she was taking off the sack, she pulled. She bit too close to his belly button and like pulled his intestines out. You know what I mean? So he was alive, but I had to call him, and you know what I mean? Because it's like, I mean, what am I gonna do? Put your intestines back in, sew you back up? You know what I mean? So anyway, she had 9 puppies live, and all of them live. They survived. Praise the Lord. So anyway, structure on them. Look at the structure on them dogs, man. That's AR-15 and Tigers. Like that's the recipe. That's the foundation of what I call the AR-15 band, based off of AR-15. He's the flagship of that. You know what I'm saying? And them dogs not only look amazing, but they perform at a very top tier level. And they are official band dogs, bred to be personal and property protection, family companion guardians. Okay. I didn't breed them for shits and work. So I don't need them dogs to bite nobody's sleeve. You understand me? I don't need them to do that. I need them, if something comes up on my property that shouldn't be there, defend. If somebody comes as a threat on my property that you don't know, defend. That's all I need my band dogs to do, is defend. Me personally, I breed them for defense purposes, not offensive. I don't want liabilities out of my band dog. That's why I want on-off switches on there. You understand what I'm talking about with y'all? Understand what I'm telling y'all? That's why I want on-off switch on my band dogs, because I don't want a liability. I don't want none of my clients getting these type of dogs that will kill you, to have to worry about my dogs having a thirst for blood, that they want to go out and get some because they feel like it. Oh, I don't like you, I'm gonna bite you. Oh, I don't like that dog, I'm gonna kill it. You know what I mean? Like dogs that like this, with these type of breeds all in them, the mad scientist type of experiments that I'm cooking up, I can't have them I can't have them without a safety, if that makes sense, right? Me personally, I can't have my creations that I know I put bombs on top of bombs on top of bombs genetically in, to not have a thinking capacity of, hey, I just want to be a playful dog. Hey, you're cool. You can pet me. Like I need them dogs that have that in their mindset. My dogs. You understand? Because I've had dogs that I've purchased, Red Tiger to be exact, and his brother that did not have an on off switch, which for me, if they would have lived and I got a chance to see them in their drive towards strangers, how they would have acted, how they were toward everything else, that would have been a bad play for me because I couldn't have them around this anybody because they if they ain't like you, they gonna try to attack you. And it's no cutting them off. You understand? When a dog is driven like that, you can't be like, stop, stop, stop. No, 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 beat them. Not none of that works. None of there's no off switch. They're so determined. That drive is so on overdrive that that is a problem for, like you definitely got to put a dog like that down, you know. Okay. Which they put themselves down because they had a heat stroke because they couldn't turn the fuck off. Excuse my language. Okay. I'm working on that, y'all. Couldn't turn off. So with these dogs that I produce, the AR-15 Bandog being specific, since we're talking about that, there's an on-off switch into them dogs because Holy Spirit, I don't know about Red Bull. Holy Spirit is not a man biter. She just got maximum prey drive. She's very sweet when it comes to people. Very sweet. She loves attention. She's smart, super intelligent. She's a thinking dog. Okay. However, her prey drive is her problem. I can see her thinking because she knows that I don't like it when she's trying to attack the dogs that's in our, in our pack. She knows I don't like that. But in reality, I know her and I just she can't help herself. She's thinking like, oh, I don't want to, I can't do it because my daddy didn't like this me. You know, my daddy don't want me to do it and he's gonna discipline me. But I can see it just in her. She can't help it. She'll be cool, and if I'm not paying attention, then she going right after who she want to go after, and I gotta take her out, put her in her kennel. Like, no, you can't be out. You can't be out. You can't be roaming the yard because every time I let you out, you cool. As soon as I turn my back and you understand I'm not really paying attention, then you going to attack another dog. You trying to attack the kennel. See, that's an on-off switch. I know that. I know she's thinking. Like if I'm looking at her, she ain't gonna do it. Right? She knows I'm looking because she knows I'm a discipliner. So she knows it. Like, oh shit, daddy looking. Oh, he gonna beat me. Okay, I ain't gonna do it. So she won't. As soon as I turn my back and do something else, oh, she on it. She on it. That's what I call an on-off switch. Okay. A dog like Red Tiger and them, they want it. There's nothing I can do. I can beat them with stuff. They gonna take that beating to get what they want. I don't like that. I don't like that, fellas. I don't like that. Okay. It's cool, right? It's cool when you see it, right? It's really cool when you see, like, oh, this dog is determined, man. Ain't nothing to stop. Look, I'm beating him with this stick. It's taking it. It's still go. It's cool. But wait till you get sued if it does something to the wrong person or the wrong animal, your neighbor's animal. Wait till you get sued and see how cool that really is. It ain't cool. You know what I mean? So I have to have on-off switches on these type of dogs. Okay. And the AR-15 high performance band dog has an on-off switch. Shout out to Holy Spirit. Okay. Which put that in AR-15. And like I said, Tigers don't have man drive. She has prey drive though. But I don't let her around the other dogs because I already know that her energy alone, when you have a dog that's very confrontational in their energy and you have other dogs who like that confrontation, I don't even let her out around other dogs because I know as soon as she come out, they want to kill her. They, man, y'all know I got 30 dogs, man. All killers on the payroll, minus my Frenchies, by the way. And I got a performance Frenchie too, but that's we not talking about him right now. I made a performance one that can get down like the pit bull. Real talk, I did, real life. But anyway, when a dog has a certain type of energy, I call it a confrontational energy. You know, you're walking around like you want funk. It's an energy. That's Tigress. She in her kennel pacing back and forth, jumping up and down. She got the hair up. She's barking. She's doing that. And she's checking every dog. She's been doing that since day one. Me knowing that energy, I can't have her around no other dogs just for the fact that I already know that energy alone, I can see by all the other dogs how they perceive her that they want to kill that bitch. They want to kill her. Just off of her energy. But to me, that shows what type of dog that she is. For me, genetically, like, oh yeah, you want the smoke. I don't know if you can take the smoke. I ain't never tested you. I'm not trying to, but you sure is asking for it every day. You're asking for it. You're sure walking around the damn yard like you the shit. You're sure pacing back and forth and jumping up in your kennels like you really want something with everybody. And that right there is enough for me to know that okay, she's got what I need to have in her for my recipe. Like she's got the drive I need. You know what I mean? The girl's on one. You know what I mean? I don't need to test her and see if she can handle the fight. I don't need to do all that. She got it. Cool. She's good with people. Cool. I don't know about her on-off switch because I ain't tested her like that. But I know that AR15 got it through Holy Spirit. So anyway, hopefully through what I'm explaining to y'all, okay, it makes sense on my thought process of putting these dogs together, putting AR15 together, right? From his conception, from Red Bull to Holy Spirit to make AR15, then to me purchasing my American Bulldogs, me only having one to choose from after two of them passed for different reasons, and I'm actually grateful because I probably would have went with Big Bertha, to be honest, because that's a bad bitch. Man, oh my gosh. If I can produce a female bulldog that look like her but can breathe, man, I might hit six figures off of that dog. Real talk. I might hit six figures just off the puppies. If I can create that phenotype that can breathe, okay, with that intense drive that she had, but can breathe though, not but oh my goodness, I'll be rich off of just her. Okay. Now I guess in the future we might talk about that in another time. Cause I already got a cook up that's going to produce something like that. I already got it in the lab. I already drew it up. I'm just being patient because what I got. And for those of y'all who follow me, y'all done seen y'all. I mean, y'all know. You know what I mean? Like I got some real supporters who've been following me since day one. Y'all know that the dog god ain't playing when it comes to these dogs. To be honest, there probably is not. I can't say that. I can't say that because there ain't nothing new under the sun. But there ain't too many dog men like me who has a program like mine, who has multiple different breeds and types of performance dogs. That is his own creation, not nobody else's. It's my creations, my own. I got my own pit bulls. I got my own XL pit bull. I got my own double XL pit bulls. I got my own bulldogs. I got my own French bulldogs. I got 4 different types of band dogs. I mean, come on, bro. They're my own recipes too, y'all. My own. So there's not many dog men out there that's willing to step outside that box. It's a slow and steady box that I'm in because it takes time for people to catch up with somebody like me. I'm a true pioneer of this dog man shit. Okay. I'm not afraid to do me in the dog thing because that was my vision when I was 8 years old. to create my own dogs. That was my vision as a child. I want to make my own dog. Like who, what? At 8 years old, you thinking like, yeah, that's how I thought. Now I'm a grown man and I'm able to do it. I got all the DNA. Y'all know my slogan, who follow me, got DNA, we do, got DNA, I do. I don't be wolfing that when I be talking that. I ain't wolfing, I got the genetics. I spent the bread on the genetics. I went searching for all those parts, from the phenotype to the genotype to all the performance drive characteristics to the fun. I searched and I paid and I got all those in my lab. Straws that I pay a yearly storage fee, all type of dogs on ice that I can use, plus the dogs that I have that's living. I mean, man, I'm in a blessed position, y'all. It's hard work. It's very much hard work. Y'all know it's hard work. I tell y'all that all the time, man, who follow me, man. It's work, work, and more work 3 times. 3 times mean I'm rooted in it. When I say 3 times, that means it's rooted. Rooted. That means that's the essence of what it takes. Work. And you better be rooted in it if you want to do what I do. So when I talk about my AR15 Bandog or any other of my dogs, but being that we're talking about my AR15 Bandog, I mean, you might be able to call it a bump head on the recipe based off of how I was able to acquire the Buff Dogs Foundation. But the legacy carries on through what I'm cooking up. I'm taking the direction totally different than Buff Dogs, because I'm sticking to performance. With Buff Dogs, what happened to them, and this is just my assessment, it might not be true. I'm just going off of what I assess because I don't necessarily know the thought process. I can only have a assumption. I can only assume, right? What happened to Buff Dogs to me is that they bred for a look, got it, and because that look became so popular and drove a lot of profit, that look of being too bully took away from the performance, which will be the demise of the dog, because when a person sees a dog like a Buff Dog, they automatically think performance. At least that's what I thought. But being that I am who I am, and I have good conversation and good rapport when I'm speaking to somebody, they tell me, what I need to know, because they know, oh, coach, you seem very trustworthy. You seem like a straightforward man. Let me tell you the truth. And Buff Dogs told me the truth about their dogs. Okay. Which was the pluses and the minuses. She just didn't tell me the pluses. Like most breeders is only going to tell you what you want to hear to sell you, right? She told me the minuses too about their dogs. For me, who's a performance man, that would have deterred someone else. It doesn't deter me, because every dog, like I told y'all, to me is a part. It's like a car part, but it's a dog part. No dog is perfect in my eyes. I don't care. None. I don't care if it was, oh, wow, this came out just the way I saw it. Like, it's still not perfect because I can always add more to make it better. You understand what I'm talking about? So even when I was told the flaws, I told her, I don't even care. Thank you for telling me, though. But I'm using your dogs as pieces to my puzzle. I don't need your dog to be perfect. That's what I told her. I don't need him to be perfect. I'm taking your dog as a piece of my puzzle. Your dogs that I'm buying, your genetics is just a piece to my puzzle, which is which is a long game, right? It's the long game for me. It's not the right now. So with buff dogs versus the Formula One canines play versus buff dogs play, they created that look that people wanted to buy. And it tied into their theme of buff dogs, their brand, the look. Real buff looking, real wide, muscular, big heads, that look. And it was selling. It was selling. Okay. Now, most people will probably go in that direction because it's money. And it makes sense to me why. However, if I would have had, this is me, if I would have had them dogs like that and them dogs was dying of heat stroke, the first 2 or 3, I would have been in the lab recooking. Now, of course, I know based off that recook, I'm going to lose that structure. Real shit. Based off of that recook, I know I'm going to lose the structure. However, I know I had to, as an engineer, as a dog engineer, I would have to correct that because I don't want my clients getting a dog that they expect to be a certain type of performer dying based off of performance, lack of performance abilities. I don't want that to happen. Because I know you're buying that dog to do what you want it to do. That's what I would think, right? You buying a dog for me because you want it to perform. If I know that it's looking like it, but it's failing, I got to go back to the lab. But then guess what? That's going to fuck up my money. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, excuse my language, y'all. I'm working on it. That's going to mess up my money. Okay. They didn't want their money messed up. Now, why they ended up stopping, that's on them. But they done made a lot of money anyway. So you know what? I'm sure they got their bread. They're legendary in my eyes, regardless of the flaws that she told me. They're legendary in a lot of people's eyes who know about them, who's owned their dogs before. So me knowing my level, I'm Formula One. Come on, man. It's top tier of the top tier when it comes to racing performance vehicles. It's Formula One. Y'all know it. Best engineers, the best parts, the best everything. You know what I mean? Strongest, lightest, fastest cars, period. Best of the best. So I can't let the phenotype, even though I want it to look a certain way, determine and dictate my performance. If my performance lacks, I got to go back to the drawing board. Because my performance has to match the look. It has to match it. But at the same time, like Formula One race, I got to have those computers too. You see what I'm saying? Something goes wrong, I see it on that computer. I don't know if y'all ever watched Formula One racing, man. You get, it's so many intricate parts, man. They're watching the computer of the car speaking to them. They see something going wrong in the schematics on the computer, man. They bring it back to the pit. You know what I mean? Shut it down. That's what they say. Shut it down. The driver's like, what? Oh, what? Why God? You know what I mean? The driver be mad and stuff, right? Oh no, shut it out, bring it back. Something's wrong. Computers say this wrong. Shut that shit off. Shut it. Bring it back to the pit. You know what I'm saying? We'll come back. We got to fix that. You know what I mean? Like that's the level of dog I produce. The dog's mind is very important to its performance. However, if that dog wants to go to the maximum, I've got me as the engineer, I got to build it to be able to take that type of, stress. If a dog want to overexert itself, he's got to be able to cool, or she's got to be able to cool off. They got to have an air intake. I like a bully style dog, but it's got to be functional for it to, be able to cut and be able to run and be able to stop without blowing his, hip out or, stuff like that. Now, of course, everything is a work in progress. And that's why it's so important that you guys, okay, if y'all got new puppies, okay, don't work them damn puppies till they over a year old. Don't work them, man. Just don't, because you'll mess up some stuff. You probably won't even know that you messed it up. But you'll mess the dog up. Real talk. Because some people just, they like They get too excited, like I mentioned about cars, right? You get a car and they tell you the break-in period, but you over there romping the shit out of the car. Excuse my language. I'm working on it, y'all. You rumping the car, right? Because you're excited because it goes fast. But then, the warranty tell you or the owner's manual tell you, hey, the break-in period is so many miles, but you still rumping it. All of a sudden you wonder why stuff ain't working the way it's supposed to work. Because you ain't following the instructions. A dog's like this, back to the AR-15 Bandog. Okay, you handle this dog with care. You take a dog that you buy from me, this dog right here, as a puppy, and you just love on that dog, man. You just let it be a dog, man. Play fetch with it, teach it to sit, stay, come, love on it, introduce you, go socialize it with as many people, a lot of kids, many people as you want, animals, what I mean? Just like expose it to all the things that it's bred to take, to neutralize. Understand what I'm telling you? You socialize a dog like an AR-15 Bandog, you take it around everything that it is bred to neutralize so that it understands the concept that even though it has a drive to want to do something to these things that you're showing it, it doesn't have to unless there's a threat. See what I'm saying? It doesn't have to unless there's a threat. It doesn't have to attack your wife's Pomeranian because it just has its drive and it's like, it's another dog. I don't like you. It's built for that. It doesn't have to attack your neighbor's horse if you live out there in the country like me, because it's got prey drive and it's like, what is that? Oh, I don't know what it is, and it's encroaching my territory, or I don't like it. And I'm gonna go ahead and bite that horse in the nose, or I'm gonna attack the horse, or I'm gonna go kill these chickens. Like, you see what I'm saying? This is important when you're dealing with band dogs. My band dog specifically is very important because I don't want no liabilities. And when this particular type of dog called band dog take off, because it will take off, because in times that we're living in right now, people are going to want a dog to work and protect their household. And they're going to want something different. They're not going to probably want no Malinois, too hyper. They might not want the old classic German Shepherd. They might not want Doberman no more. They might want something that's exotic, like a band dog, but still does the work, right? They want something that's going to have, how it is nowadays. People want that ooh and ah. They call it the wow factor. They might want the wow factor, but it's a personal property protection family companion. See? So when that happens and it does take off, people like me who's educating y'all or educating the people on how to deal with these dogs are hopefully going to, drill that into the newbies that come in again, trying to ride the wave, trying to make money off the wave, to not get in there and be irresponsible with these level of dogs, to where now we getting a bad rap like the pit bull, or like how it is out there in the UK with the XL bully and stuff. You know what I mean? In the UK, getting the bad rep because people don't know how to handle those dogs. And like I said, if I'm breeding this type of warrior type of dog, I have to give you the manual. I gotta give you instructions on a dog that is built to kill, man. Kill a man. Like, real talk. Like, I see my dogs, and I do pack experiments with prey-driven dogs. It's hard though, but I'm doing it. I've been doing it. And I see how pack dynamics, when they check each other and they have their little scuffles, we're not going to call it a fight, we'll call it scuffles. I see the damage they do to each other when it's not personal, when it's just a confrontation. Think about that. A disagreement and then a dog scuffles. They do their little, they get down. There's no hate involved. There's no, I want to kill you. There's, it's a disagreement, whatever that might be. I see the damage that these dogs do to each other, though. Imagine if a dog and I don't want to imagine, but we talking this hypothetically, is serious about doing damage to something and the damage it will do then. If the dog was seriously defending itself or defending whatever it wanted to defend, and is going to defend to the max, the damage that a dog can do to a human. If it bit a man, a strong man, in the groin, or bit him in his armpit, bit him in them vital areas, you feel me? Where, you know how it is with the dogs, right? And those of us who've dealt with these prey-driven dogs, you've had situations where there was kennel accidents. I'm gonna speak for myself, where dogs tussle and then a dog hit what they call a bleeder, which is a bleeder is just, hits the vessel. Hits one of them vessels in the shoulder or something like that, right? And then the blood is just gushing out. Where, if you don't stop that dog gonna bleed out. You know what I'm saying? I've had that happen a couple times. And like I said, these are scuffles that is happening though, y'all. This ain't no real fight, like no real, like I'm trying to kill you fight. This is scuffles. They doing whatever they technique scuffles, and all of a sudden they hit something and they bite it and they do what they do and tear something. Man. But imagine if that dog was serious and it did that on a person. It's game over. That's why they call them man stoppers. It's game over. You know what I mean? So hopefully y'all understand what I'm trying to tell y'all. Hopefully y'all understand my thought process when I put together my AR-15 Bandog. It was very prototypical, like I was mentioning. I didn't know what I was going to get when I produced AR-15. I understood Bandogs. I did my own, research. I understood Bandogs, but I didn't know what I was going to get from my Bandog recipe. Let AR-15 develop some. I watched him and his sisters too, but we're talking about AR-15. I watched AR-15 develop. I saw how he was playful in his younger age as he started to feel himself. His hormones started kicking in about a year and a half. His prey drive, his dominance started to override. I had to separate him by himself. I called him the AR-15 barracks. As he got mature, I put a young female next to him, but then his energy turned her up, and then now she don't like him. That's my girl Draca. So I had to move her away from him because she don't like him because his energy. You know what I'm saying? She was a puppy, and then he turned her energy against him. And she was a puppy growing up next to him, but she can't stand him. She want to kill him. Real talk. She can't stand. I can't have him next to her. She's like a kennel over. But before she was right next to him, and then that was a problem because of him. So I seen the drive. Like, okay, well, yeah, his prey drive is to the max. You know what I'm saying? Like his energy is funk, funk city with everything. Okay. Man drive, I'm sure he probably has that too. You know what I mean? I just don't have strangers around him. And if I do bring somebody to see him, you know what I mean? He doesn't see you as a threat. Let's think of it like that. That dog AR-15 is so confident in his abilities that if you're not a threat, he knows that you're not a threat. He's not just going to be like, how certain dogs just want to check everybody, everything. And I got a dog like that. I always talk about my boy Cowboy. That's Cowboy. He's different. He want to check everything. That's just who he is. You know what I'm saying? AR-15, he's so confident in who he is. If he doesn't see a threat in you, like your energy wise, if he could tell you timid and stuff, or you're like, oh shit, is he gonna bite me? He ain't gonna be like, checking you. He ain't gonna play. He ain't gonna even study you. You gonna come by him and stuff. He gonna be cool. No threat, no bark, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? You might even be able to pet him. But let another dog come in this vicinity, And those of y'all who follow me on the gram, y'all seen I brought Shaka over there to AR-15 barracks, but I got Shaka in his own solitary confinement because Shaka is AR-15's uncle. That's Holy Spirit's littermate brother. So you know the energy on both of them is the same. They both assholes. They both got maximum prey drive. And I got Shaka in his own kennel. He's in his own. He ain't got nobody near him because he want to fuck. Excuse me, y'all. He want to funk with everybody, and he can break the steel bars to get out. You know what I mean? Like he's that type. So I had to put him in his own little 5x10 where nobody's near him, and he's there, but he's in the AR-15 section. You know what I'm saying? So now him and AR-15 is in the same area, and man, and you know what's so beautiful about my dogs though, and I love them for this, that they respect me so much that they only act stupid when I'm there. Which is kind of like, why would you act stupid when your daddy's there? Because he's gonna beat y'all anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I respect them for that because right now I got killers all out there. Okay, real talk, prey driven killers. Man, they peacing. When I leave, everybody at peace. Nobody funking. Ain't nobody. It's crazy how that works, but I'm grateful that that's how they operate. You know what I'm saying? But it's a competitive spirit that turns them on. And if I'm there, then it's competition time. Oh, daddy's here. Let's step up. And then the AR-15 and Shaka and the whole crew is just going crazy, man. Going crazy, man. So in closing, I actually have a couple AR-15 Bandog still available. I got that female number one, she's still available. And and believe it or not, that black male number one is still available. Okay, that black male number one was sold, deposit already put down, but the individual, my client, he had a moving situation where he had to move right away. So, his deposit is still on hold, still credited, but he couldn't get the bail. He couldn't get that black boy. So that boy is still available if y'all want your very own AR-15 Bandog. He's still available, but that chocolate male is gone. That female number one is still available too. So I got a couple AR-15 Bandogs still left out of the 9-piece. So if y'all want one yourself, holla at me, man. You know what I mean? Y'all know how to get a hold of me. Hit me on the gram. You know what I mean? Or give me a call. 916-300-3782. Again, 916-300-3782. Ask for coach, But you gotta be serious, you know what I mean? Like, be serious, man. Make sure you got a couple dollars too. Don't be, asking when you ain't got no money. Don't do that to yourself. You know what I mean? If you want something like that, add to your program. You know what I mean? You want some of those genetics that the dog got spend top tier money on and really put it down. Like really, really did though. Put it down in the lab and really is what I'm telling y'all that it is. The ultimate personal and property protection canine companion, family companion. You know what I mean? That's gonna have that wow when you see it. When you see it, you're like, oh my, what is that? That wow factor that everybody like, oh, what is that? But then at the same time, when you let that boy go to work and you say, do your job, it's gonna do it to the maximum. But at the same time, too, have an off switch because you nurture that. You can have it around people, you can have it around kids and not have to worry that it's going to try to snap a kid's face off or just bite somebody because it's feeling like it, or it's going to want to attack your animals because you got animals on your property and stuff like that. Like that's the level of this AR-15 Bandog. I really put all the ingredients in this dog. It's not tightly bred. Okay. I'm in the beginning stages of it, so I got plenty of room to tighten it up. Line breed, inbreed. I got plenty of room before I start making it crazy. See what I'm saying? Because when it get too tight, it might get too crazy. Y'all know how y'all I mean. If y'all performance dog, game dog breeders, y'all know how that works. Okay. Right now, I'm wide open, man. I can tighten it. I can go probably for a while, man. Real talk. I probably can go at least 5 times. Tight. before I start to see some stuff that's like, I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it. Like these is getting too hot. That the off switch is becoming less and less. That safety on it, you know what I mean? That safety button's wearing off. I got plenty of time before I get to that point. So um yeah, I just wanted to kind of break that down for y'all, let y'all understand my concept and my thought process to put these AR-15 band dolls together. And I have the continuation. I kept a male and a female off of this. I have other dogs that I've already married them to that I produced. Those males, that male and that female, I kept or I actually got a female. I sold that black and white female that I showed y'all on that previous. Let's go back to this before I close out so y'all can see. And then we'll close out. All right, so that black and white female right there. So I sold this female to my nephew. He's a young dog man. Okay, came with his money. It's like, I want that bitch. I'm like, you sure? He's like, yeah. So he bought her, but he had a live-in situation that you know had to move and couldn't bring his dogs with him. So he's like, I need you to take that bitch back. Of course, I'm gonna take her back. So I did. So I have her too right now. You know what I mean? Her name is Cowgirl. Go on my Instagram, you can see her. She's a year old now. She turned a year in August. Um, so I have two females and a male that's gonna carry on the AR-15 legacy, the AR-15 type of band dogs that I'm producing. And I already have a pair, you know, like I married AR-15 to Tigers, for example. As far as breeding pair, I already have breeding pairs for them to continue the AR-15 type band dogs. Okay. So boom, I'm established. I got that. You know what I mean? It's like, like I said, I put together these dogs like how Lamborghini, the brand, has different type of Lamborghinis, or a car company has different type of cars, even though it might be Chevrolet or it might be Acura or Mercedes Benz. They got variations of cars, even though they're under one brand. So me, under the Formula One canine brand, have multiple styles of band dogs, multiple styles of pit bulls. Okay. Multiple styles of bulldogs, multiple styles of even French bulldogs too. You know what I mean? And I do this on purpose. I do it on purpose so that my clients, when they come to me, they got options. They got options. Or for those of us who breed band dogs, you can come get some parts from the dog guy. You can come get some genetic parts. Like I went shopping. You can come shop with me for some parts. Like a dog guy, I need me a good pit bull, man, to add to my stuff. Or you know what I mean? Like I want to add a bulldog to my stuff. You know, like bro, I like that AR-15 band dog. I want to add that AR-15 band dog to my band dog recipe, man. Like I want eventually for other dog men to come shop genetics with me to add to their genetic recipes. Use some of my parts that I've worked hard for and spent a lot of money on, that you ain't gotta do all the stuff that I did, right? To get to, right? Like how I did with Buff Dogs, for example, or all the other people that I decided to buy dogs, like how I went over the pond, they call it across the pond, went overseas to the UK to buy me a double XL pit bull phenotype, genotype, because I wanted to make a larger catch dog. Pit bull catch dog. I wanted to make me a larger pit bull catch dogs, but I wanted the phenotype and genotype to match my standard pit bulls. So I had to go overseas where they do that. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people here in the States that are still lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? They like lost in their creative juices of as dog men who think that there's only one type of pit bull, right? They think that the old school game dog, performance dog, pit bull men of the past only cooked up one way. And their recipes is the only recipes that matter. Like, what? Sounds good. You know what I mean? That sounds good. I'm sure in their yard, they wasn't hearing that. Matter of fact, they didn't have social media back then. So they was doing their own thing, cooking up their own dogs for performance. So I had to go overseas to get my phenotype that I wanted because I wanted to make a larger one. So I had to go where they was over there cooking like how they was cooking in the past when people wasn't in their yard. They was cooking performance dogs the way they wanted to, and they was producing them, and then people saw them when they saw them perform, and they're like, I want that. They wasn't asking, how'd you make that? Because they wasn't even going to tell you anyway. How'd you cook that up? What dogs you used to do all that? No. Damn, that dog performed at that level. I want that. That's how they was buying dogs back in those days, the 80s. Performance dogs, the 80s, even the 90s, the 90s. You know what I mean? Sounds good, you know what I mean? If somebody told you the recipe, but most of the time they really not. And even if they did, you know what I mean, they probably lying to you anyway. But you wasn't worried about that. You bought the dog off performance and what it can do for you. Same thing. I'm hoping that eventually dogmen, real dogmen, performance dogmen will come to me, the dog guy, like, yo, I need some parts, coach. I need some parts, man. You know, I need that part to mine. Where we can be transparent as dogmen instead of lying and fronting. Because a lot of these dogmen today, they like to lie to kick it because it sound good. It sound good when it's off of somebody else's legacy. Instead of just being honest about like, yo, this is you like the dog. This is how the dog is bred. You like that? Okay, this is what it is genetically. You cool with that? No? Oh, okay. Well, then too bad. You know what I'm saying? Too bad for you, man. You lost in the sauce. See, you lost in the sauce. I want dogmen to come to me because they want the sauce, not because they want to be lied to about the sauce. Like, coach, I need this part for my dog genetically. Do you got it? Yeah, I got it, man. Come on, get it right here. Right here. Here it is. Here it is. Now, how are you going to cook that up? Now, that'll be the next question I would ask you. Now, how are you going to cook it up? Because just because you got that part, if you hook it up with the wrong part, it ain't going to produce. Just because you got the part, don't mean that you know how to cook it up right to produce that, what you're getting. You know what I mean? You got to know how to do that too. That's a whole nother topic that we can talk about another time. Because like I said, if y'all paying attention, you're going to get a lot of information from the coach, from the dog god, AKA the coach. You're going to get a lot. And it might be over your head now, but watch over time as y'all get hip to this performance dog talk, in a sense, transparent talk, what I'm telling y'all, well, we can talk the truth. And then y'all will understand how to put together your own dogs. We can pay homage to all the other individuals out here, other legendary dogmen, performance dogmen who've done their thing. We always going to pay homage because we just show respect. That's what we do. We're supposed to. However, you're supposed to be taking what they've done and do better. So you can create your own legacy in the performance dog world. That's what's so beautiful about band dogs, man. We can actually do that and be transparent and don't have to lie. We ain't got to deride anybody for clout. Deride somebody else's bloodline for clout. No, you can be the creator of your own blood. And people actually salute you for it. Like, oh man, that's a good recipe, man. Wow, I wish I would have thought of that. Salute. You took what and what and what? Oh, salute, man. Salute. You know what I mean? Nobody calling your dog a mutt because you mixed them. You know what I mean? We don't do that over here at the band dogs, over here in the band dog space, because we know we mixing dogs. See, we ain't got to lie because every dog created. I'm going off on a tangent, but I'm about to close out. Every dog that's created from the wolf is a mutt. If we want to be technical, mixed breed of dog, that's how you create a breed. Mixing breeds. That's how it works. You mix breeds to make a breed. Ain't that how it works? So every dog will be considered a mutt if we want to be technical about it. Okay. So we ain't got to downplay another man's concoctions genetically, breed genetic wise. We ain't got to downplay them and say, oh, you're making mutts. No, you're making the performance dog. It might be different breeds of dogs, but those different breeds of dogs add to the performance that you're trying to breed and create to make this dog. That's accepted over here, y'all. That's accepted over here. And if you cook up something amazing using your own recipe, that's how you build your legacy right there. Because guess what? When you build that dog, nobody else has it but you. So guess what? If somebody wants it, they got to go shop with you. They got to shop with you because you got the recipe. Nobody else got it but you. Unless you sell it to somebody and you sell your recipe to somebody, then, you know, they might have it. But at the same, they know where the source come from. And that's what makes me excited as I close out for what I'm doing. Like, for example, with the AR15 Bandog. Buff Dogs is no longer in business, so you can't get nothing of the sort from anybody of the sort. Anything with Buff Dogs, current Buff Dogs, old school retro foundation blood, you ain't never gonna get it from nobody else but me. Can't. I'm the only one with it. And the old man who has the other straws, who's not in business no more, who still got Red Bull straws on ice. Only 3 of them to be exact, because I bought the other 3. He only has 6. So he has 3, but he does, you know, he's an old man. He ain't doing this no more. He retired. He been dead. He ain't retired. I ain't got to worry about him coming back unless I just make a million, you know, millions of dollars off his stuff. You know, he like, man, you know, and the coach done took mine to millionaire status, honey. We might have to, you know, we 67 years old. We might have to get back in there and get some of that millions that coach got, that the dog got, because he done turned our dogs into $1 million dogs. He might come out the closet then. But in reality, he probably not. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He probably not. So if you want that type of dog, you got to come to me, because I'm the only one with it. See what I'm saying? Or my clients who buy a piece of it, but at the same time, they got to know how to cook it up like the dog I do. They got to know how to cook it like me to produce it. Because you'll take that scatterbred dog that I sold you, you breed it to something else, and you're going to get totally different than what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? So that puts me in my own lane when it comes to my dogs that I cook up. Okay. As I build the popularity of my band dogs, I'm going to be able to get all the money. You can't shop me for an AR-15 band dog. You can't. Oh, man, coach, I can't pay that price for that. Okay, that's fine. No problem, man. It's all good. All good. Go holler at Lee Robinson, man. I respect him. Go holler. He got some quality dogs, man. Go holler at Lee, man. You know what I'm saying? But Lee ain't got my dogs just like I ain't got Lee's dogs. That's the beauty of this right here that we in, y'all. That's the beauty of us doing band dogs. It's our recipes. Man, go holler at Lee, man. He got some nice dogs, the American Sentinels, man. Holler at Lee. I mean, he'll take care of you. I know. Hey. But but his don't look like the AR-15. Well, I know they don't, man. So then what? What we talking about? What we talking about? You want an AR-15 band dog? You want an American Sentinel? Pick one. No, I want an AR-15. Well, then what's up? Why are we talking? Well, you gonna pay? That's where we at with this band dog thing, y'all. You see what I'm saying? The potential. So pay attention, y'all in class. Pay attention to these band dog talks. You know what I mean? Show up like y'all been doing. Keep showing up. You know what I mean? Keep showing up, because as it builds, and then the actual band dog thing takes off, you know, you'll remember all these band dog talks. You'll remember them. Like, man, coach been talking that since day one. Coach been saying that, man. Coach. He been gave us the game. You know, he told us to put safeties on these dogs. These guys is mixing up these dogs and got these dogs that's what would they call them? Unstable. Because they cooking up just dog. They ain't cooking up the right ones. They just cooking up, they just mixing breeds. They ain't even know which ones they mixing. They just mixing. You know what I mean? Now they got these unstable mixed breeds. Like, nah, doggy, that's not how you supposed to do it. But I mean, if that's what you want to do what you do. But if, you want to level, you gotta do it right, man. You know what I mean? But y'all gotta be taught this. You know what I mean? There's lessons to be involved in mixing dogs. You just don't just mix dogs just to mix it because it sound good and it look good on paper. You better mix the right dogs. This goes back to what I was telling you on the beginning. Just because I give you my recipe don't mean you know how to mix the dogs that I'm mixing up. You can take the same breeds, my same formula, and your dog will look and act totally different than mine because there are specific ones that you got to choose. You got to know which ones to choose too. Not everybody's good at choosing the right dogs. So I want to give a big salute to everybody again, man. So we had OJ, man, big salute to OJ. Twan Mack, salute. Jerry Hurley, salute. Cat Pole Flirt, salute. Who we got on here? RKBB, man, salute to your family. The Sixth Main, salute. Hey, the Sixth Main, you already know what time it is, bro. When you get a chance, hit that rewind button, man, and just, zone out, do what you got to do, take a listen, you know what I'm saying? And catch up on the information. But hopefully you guys, you know, understood my logic behind the AR-15 Bandog. It is one of my ultimate personal and property protection band dogs. Okay. I'm still watching it develop. I have one, which is that black and white pied bitch. That's a year old. She's a baby still. She's still a puppy, but she's looking great, man. She's acting all, like I said, I got a lot of dogs that teach each other. So, she's definitely on her rah, rah, rah. She actually got jumped out of her pack. I had her in a pack of 3 dogs, total, including her. I had her with an AK-74 band dog, which I'm gonna be talking about probably next time. Probably next week we'll talk about the AK-74 band dog that I created. And then I had a XL Pitbull Draco, both AK-47 daughters. Okay, and I had her in a pack with them. Okay, and they're roughly around the same age, all 3 of them. She's a little bit older though. She's a little bit older than them. But long story short, because her energy is just like her mother's, real cocky, you know, very flamboyant energy. She's got it. She's very confident. You know what I mean? The other dogs, I mean, they didn't like that about her. This is, dogs is very energy driven. And so they was cool for a little bit. And then, shoot, it got really bad for her. One day I came down and, I see my girl over there, all blood, all that white was all red. Think about that. You know what I mean? Think about all the white on her was red. I'm like, what the heck? And she's in the corner. What the heck happened? I go in there, man, they tore her ass up, man. And praise the Lord, they didn't hit no bleeders. And praise the Lord, she survived it. As far as like, she must have fought her way off of it. And, because they definitely got her good. So anyway, she survived though. Praise the Lord. She survived and stapled her up in the little area, cleaned her up, cleaned her wounds up. But she was a real bulldog though. She took it like a champ. She survived it. And then she took it, man. She took it. Pain, she wasn't even phased about the pain that she endured. You know what I mean? All the scars that she got. You know what I mean? She earned her stripes. So now she is a year old. You know what I mean? She over there pissing vinegar and stuff, just like her daddy and her mama. So a salute to her. You know what I mean? I'm seeing it already. She a year. Seeing her bulldog, seeing her toughness, you know what I mean? And seeing her still confident and cocky, you know what I'm saying? Even though she took a nice little jumping. She got jumped for sure, for sure. But anyway, y'all, you know what I mean? Hopefully you guys enjoyed the content this evening. Um, just thankful to be able to, share my information with y'all. You know what I mean? And just have, the few people that we have on now. Like I said, we in the early stages of this. So I'm sure that over time, as um, the band dog itself becomes more of a main, thing in a sense of type dogs, people start to catch on, then I'm sure that we'll grow once that happens. But at the same time, for those of us who's in that pioneer, we're in that pioneers with the pioneers, us, what I mean, that's what this is for. It's for the pioneers, man. So, like I said, again, big salute to y'all, man. I do appreciate all y'all's time and just coming on and supporting your boy, man, on this Band Dog Talk Thursday. What I mean? Breaking down the AR-15 Band Dog. But like I said, much love and respect. What I mean? Appreciate everything. And man, come back next Thursday, man. Come back next Thursday. All right, y'all. I'm out.